Hey, this Big Dog Lay with Big Dog Picture 4484. Here with a video. Y'all gonna see me do back because I supposed to did back yesterday, but I missed working out due to somebody behind the camera. And but I did chest Friday. Like I said, I've been doing 3 days a week, so now I've been down and back. But soon, about September, somewhere around that, y'all gonna see me starting to blow up, get more size on me, and developing better. Focus on me again. You know what I'm saying? The client's pretty much in motion. But yeah, we did back today, and I did some shoulders and arms as well, because that was supposed to be today's exercise. And I'm just gonna, talk over it, explain to y'all more detail on how I develop my muscles and how I do these exercises that y'all seen me do before, or y'all seen other people do in different ways. I'm just gonna be doing a bunch of that, try to go more in depth in learning, slowly but surely on how to do this shit. So y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, follow at Big Dog Fitness 4484 on Instagram. And also remember that y'all if y'all want me to do more shit, y'all gotta comment, let me know more shit. How am I supposed to know? I'm not a mind reader, but I just keep making videos like this and have y'all figure it out from your point. Just go off of what I see people doing wrong, whatever. I just go off my own thing. So, alright, stay tuned. Look at more of the video. Alright, y'all. We got a back routine I'm ready to show y'all, mixed with some other upper body movements, like I said. Now, y'all know I start off with body weight. The main thing with my formula on my programming and things like that, I particularly start with body weight first. Go ahead and get the body parts y'all working pre-exhaust. You just may as well get that out the way. You pulling up the heaviest part of the weight that you can do other than, excess weight. But as you see, I'm doing reverse pull-ups. That's to hit the lower lat. A lot of people do, a lot of upper, back work. A lot of people don't get to that lower part of the lat, the hardest reach point. So you see me doing it there. Then we're gonna go into like the bulk of the, one of the main exercises that's gonna be the bulk of this back routine. So particularly I do any type of heavy rowing when I sit there and I do a back, a day. So the day is gonna be T-bar rowing. As you see, we using the machine type, landmine type, is plate loaded, but elevated, because I particularly would use 20 some quarters, so 25, to get the scratch on the lat. Like you see, that's what I particularly, try to get when I do my rows, get that good scratch on that row. You gotta scratch the lat to make it, contract the best way possible. So that's why I'm doing, T-bar rowing. So I'm gonna go up to 3 plates. Try to get to my heaviest, increments. I start off with 1 and get up to 3. The main idea, like I said, is to get that good scratch on it. Make sure that my back is parallel to the ground as much as possible. And I try to get that contraction, keeping the constant tension, try to keep it pumping, making that back thick. First and foremost, you gotta understand the back is a lot of muscles and there's a lot of different ways you hit it. And you gotta understand what you're doing to hit it and when you hit it, what is it actually doing. So any rowing exercise, anything that's horizontal that's considered a back exercise is either gonna add thickness if you're doing a bulk or you're trying to overload the muscle, or it's gonna cut and trim, or both, to trim the waist. So that's all this rowing is gonna do. It's not gonna make it wider. You gotta do the overhead stuff, the vertical stuff, pulling, from above your head to get the whip. But to get the thickness, you have to do rows. So I'm doing T-bar rowing. As you see, I went up 3 plates and I'm going down in increments. I know I show plenty of videos on how I do my back training or any type of training. Most times I go up to a certain weight and then I come down to the lowest I possibly can, just in reps, trying to get them reps in. I don't do a break. I don't really do rest times like that. It might be 30 seconds, 15 seconds, depending on what I'm doing. If it's a machine, it's definitely gonna be lower. If I'm doing plate stuff like this, depends on what I'm doing to get whatever that is. That's my rest time. I don't do the big rest times like some people might do. You might see people doing 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Some people even do 5 to 10 minutes. But depending on your training, that's what you're gonna do. Me, my type of training, endurance, and and to get, you know what I'm saying, some type of size and all that. It's a mix of all kind of shit. This is what I do. Alright, and then the second exercise that's gonna have a lot of the most sets or the most reps or whatever you wanna call it is the machine lat pull down. Y'all seen me do this in a video with my young boys. Go ahead and check that out on the channel. Y'all see me do it and see the type of progression I do with that. It's the same type, but I'm using a different grip. I'm using this weird attachment they got now. It's kind of like somewhat like fixed to be the perfect, you know what I'm saying, pull-up position. It's kind of neutral grip slash like just regular grip, but it particularly helps me get to that lower lat as much as I can, but also getting a lot of the upper lat as well. It's pretty much getting you in that perfect shape of the V that you most likely will be looking for if you're a man, and women as well, to trim the waist and things like that. You gotta work the back to trim the waist. That's another thing I need to tell ladies. And my girls that I train, they know. In order for you to look good overall, you have to work the back muscles out. There's no way around it. You're not gonna get bulky. Ladies, you're not gonna get bulky. You're not gonna get a big back. That comes from the eating. All the size that people think that they can get or what they're gonna get, it's gonna come from eating. Y'all have to understand it. It's not from the exercises that you do. A person that's skinny and a person that's big can do the same exercise and they will get different results based on how they're eating. Key, if a person that's skinny, most likely they're gonna be trying to eat more, so they're gonna grow. If it's a big person, they're gonna eat less calories per meal and they're gonna trim. At the end of the day, they can meet in the middle if they go about it the right way at the same time and all that, if it was in a perfect world. So gotta get that out your head. So if you wanna look good in the front, which is people talking about something, this flat tummy that, all these different times, you gonna have to go hit that back work though to look good overall. You still gonna look crazy in your clothes or crazy when you don't have them on in the mirror and you sitting there still gonna be upset with yourself. So why not keep them on, stop going through the middleman with some other shit, different type of formulas that don't make sense, and just do the exercise, put in the work, and you'll look good overall. So as you seeing, I'm just doing a lot of sets and reps with no rest time, constantly pumping the blood as much as I can, but also allowing a good stretch on the lat. As you can see in here on my shirt, with my shirt, that line from the armpit that goes down towards the waist, that is the lat. It's gonna come up in a second. Look, yeah, you see that line? That is all the lat muscle. That's it right there. That's how you attack that muscle, and you just keep constantly pumping it and constantly letting it stretch. That's the only way to work the lat out. You can go at different angles, but the key idea, the key philosophy on doing that is allowing a good stretch and contracting as much as you can, pump as much blood into the back muscle to make yourself look the best that you possibly can be. Alright, now we're gonna do seated cable rows. I particularly love this exercise because it pretty much puts you in a perfect alignment for back training. I hope people understand and take this as a lesson when I'm ready to say. People that's doing barbell rows or dumbbell rows and they having themselves all up high, picture yourself on this machine. Is you gonna have your back linked all the way back doing this exercise, or you gonna keep yourself parallel towards the machine and allowing yourself to get pulled slightly above, getting a stretch without moving, and you pulling and contracting? This is the same thing you should be doing when you got a barbell in your hand or a dummy. I'm tired of seeing people doing the row the wrong way. All you have to do is lighten the weight up if you can't control it. Yeah, but people gotta get out your ego. So that's how you do a row. That's why I love doing the row, and I'm using the rope to try to get more of a contraction pulling past me, because you want your elbows to go past your back as much as you can to get the best contraction on the muscle while still allowing it to stretch and pull you a little bit slightly, you know what I'm saying, forward. That's the best way. And then I go into like, I could do this exercise anytime because I'm always got something that's available for me to do this exercise. Y'all have seen me doing this before. I'm doing this with some 100-pound dumbbells, 5 sets, just trying to rep out as much as I can, get extra blood flow. It's the single arm dumbbell row. And you pretty much, this is what I mean. You gotta have yourself parallel to the ground as much as possible. Pull to the waist. If you want to work the back out the best, pull to your waist as much as you can. Stop pulling high. Pull towards your waist. It's definitely going to get that lat, you know what I'm saying, activated the proper way. That's the perfect line, as like I'm trying to tell you, from the armpit down towards your lower back, towards the, you know what I'm saying, pretty much your hip. That is the lat. That's the muscle you're working. Then, like I told you, I was gonna do some shoulder and arm work. So as you see, this is my favorite shoulder exercise. I really don't work front delt all the time. I do it sometimes just for video, for content, but regular training, I do a lot of side delt for my shoulders because I can get front delt from almost any chest movement, you know. So, and when I first started, I overloaded on my front delts a lot, being misguided, thinking that shoulder press is the only way or the best way to get big shoulders. I learned over time the side laterals and definitely hitting rear. And the way this one going, having my elbows go towards the sky and my pinky going towards the sky, definitely hits the rear better with the side lateral raises, and also definitely gives a better contraction on the medial delt, which makes the shoulders wider. If you focus on them the most, you will have big shoulders regardless of what. Alright, and then the next few exercises is gonna be strictly arms, and these are my favorite body part. I could do arms every day until I die. Like, that's how I first started, was arms. That was my obsession on doing. And you see me doing a combo here, doing reverse curls, working the outer bicep, because bicep is 2 muscle heads, and I'm working the outer head, which is the one you'll see from the side, and then I'm going into tricep extensions, standing tricep extensions. You know, that's my favorite exercise. I did so many videos with this. Like, I could do this every day. Like, it's ridiculous. And then go right back into it. No rest. Like I tell y'all, I train for muscle endurance, size, development, burn fat, the whole 9. I do it all. This is my type of training that I've been doing, and it works for me. If you don't like it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If you do want to try it, hit me up. If not, try it on your own. It's whatever. And then you go right back in tricep positions. Back and forth, back and forth. Constantly pumping. You ain't gotta push all the way up, locking out on the joints. Say the joints. And then another favorite, y'all see me do a lot lately this year in the gyms. Preacher curl, dumbbell curls, single arm. I could do this every day too. This is like my favorite exercise right here. Like, get that peak. This is how you get the peak on the bicep. Just constant tension on that bicep, constantly pumping. I don't count the reps on these either. I just go. I go until that bitch ready to pop. You're gonna see me do this. I'm gonna do it for both arms. Look at that. You see that? That ain't concentration. Put it on the island. You gotta put your bicep on the island. You gotta put muscles on the island. Like, all the compound movements is cool. They got muscles assisting them. But when you doing shit like this is really when you really working a muscle. This is when you really work your strength, is working these key small muscles that you don't, you know what I'm saying, work particularly all the time or even know about finding, like how to find the right connection with that muscle. I can contract pretty much every muscle on my body without even thinking about it, just because of the fact of me working every small muscle in my body. My hands even gets worked. My feet gets worked. Like, I got muscle everywhere in my body that you know what I'm saying, I'll contract all of them. just gotta constantly pump the blood in. That's the way to make the muscle bigger. That's the way to make the muscle stronger. That's the way to make it more endurance. Then I'm gonna go right into some tricep extensions. Single arm, leaning back onto this, hitting my triceps on the island. Stretching it. You gotta stretch that elbow as far as you can towards the back of your head, and you just constantly pump. Don't lock out on the joint. Work the muscle. Just work that muscle. This is how you get big triceps. This is how you get strong triceps. Also, this helps you keep you flexible as well. You know what I'm saying? Getting that shoulder a good stretch as well. Constantly pump. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all, man. Constantly pump the muscle. Do not lock out on the joints. The joints gonna tell on you later, as the old folks would say. Then y'all know I can't, you know what I'm saying, leave out, you know what I'm saying, abs. Abs every day. I try to explain, my clients try to explain to people, if you want ab depth, you know what I'm saying, work. If you want to have abs, if you want to lose fat, if you want to actually have a flat stomach, you need to do abs every day. And right now you see me doing some hanging sit-ups. I don't count them. I just do them. Like, it's just gotta just keep going. Make sure you put your mind into it, tighten that core up. If you don't know how to tighten your core up, look up Kegels. And you'll get yourself right for real. And like I'm saying, do abs every fucking day. Do not skip an ab day. Ain't no such thing as just one ab day. You do abs every day. Alright, and y'all know we had to finish it off with some leg raises. Just trying to get as much sets and reps in as possible. And I'm trying to get that V right, trying to get them lower abs right. That's a weak point for me. And main thing is I'm trying to get them hips thrown up in the air as much as I can. That's why I'm using the plates behind me as a guide to like push forward. Because that's the main way to get them lower abs right. If you're doing any of these type of exercises, you gotta throw your hip up as much as you can. Can't be playing no games with that shit. You gotta activate them hip muscles. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get to them points. You gotta use every muscle in your body. So, like I always say, y'all know y'all might be bigger than me. Y'all might be stronger than me. You might be faster than me. You might have a bigger following than me. You might look better. You might have some more money than me. You might, you know what I'm saying? You might have a lot more shit that I might ever obtain. Might ever obtain. But one thing I know for sure, one thing I can bet my bottom dollar on is that you motherfuckers can never ever outwork me. And that's the motto. Alright now, y'all.